Good morning, I'm Sheriff Manny Gonzales III. We're doing a press update from our deputy involved shooting that occurred this morning, and we want to give you an overview of what occurred this morning. So this morning at about 7:10 hours, we received a call from dispatch, our deputies did, in regards to some suspicious activity at about the 200 block of Saavedra Southwest. When our deputies arrived on the scene, they were rammed by the people that they came in contact with their vehicles. The deputies were, I believe, in their vehicles at the time. At that point, a pursuit ensued. It went on for a little while, and then it came to rest at the intersection of Arenal and Lopez, where our deputies got in a exchange of gunfire with the suspect. Several of our deputies did fire their weapons. As to how many exactly, we don't know. It appears that there's possibly 4 at this time. We don't know exactly. We'll know more as the investigation takes its course. We want to let people know that there's nobody left outstanding, even though there were several individuals at the initial scene. And we also want people to know that there's an active crime scene in that area. We have made our traffic notifications at this time, and it appears that everybody in at least the neighborhood is safe at this point. If there's any questions that you have, I'd be willing to take them at this time.
Sheriff, was the suspect deceased? Was the suspect killed by the deputy shooting?
Yes, so I apologize. So yes, the suspect is deceased. At this point, we don't have no positive ID on him or identification. We will come out that with a little bit later when we learn more and we make the next of kin notifications. Thank you, Co.
Sheriff, at first contact, you had said that there were a few individuals there. When the scene landed on Lopez, how many individuals were at Lopez and Arenal?
I don't know exactly how many. I was just told several. But what I'll tell you is that the person that left the scene in the vehicle was apparently by himself at that time, that rammed our deputies. I don't know where the rest of the individuals left to.
And can we confirm that it was just one person in that car?
At this point, yes. Yes.
And that person was killed during the exchange of gunfire?
That person was deceased at the scene.
And did that person fire a gun?
Apparently, yes.
Were any of the deputies hit or hurt in any way?
Our deputies at this point are safe. Nobody was struck at the scene. So.
And I just want to confirm here, according to deputies, the suspect did fire their weapon at police.
According to what we know at this time, yes, the suspect did fire their weapon.
And so, Sheriff, you said there was more people involved in the initial call about the suspicious activity, or any people in custody from that?
Not at the initial scene. The thing that escalated at the time was the ramming of the deputies, and that's why the pursuit ensued.
Can you elaborate on what the suspicious activity was that deputies were responding to?
Apparently, there were several individuals stripping a vehicle in the area, and that was the initial scene that our deputies arrived on.
And this is a man who died?
Yes, it is.
And was SWAT part of the operation, or was it the field officers that exchanged the fire and killed?
So once our deputies came to arrest and at the scene where the initial shots were fired, apparently that person barricaded themselves in the vehicle, and our SWAT team did arrive on scene, and our SWAT team was also involved in the incident.
So basically, the exchange of gunfire happened, the person stayed in the vehicle, and then obviously SWAT officers approached and found that he was dead.
There was, I believe, some more. I think there was actually more rounds fired.
After the initial exchange?
After the initial exchange. And then our SWAT team fired. Our SWAT team arrived. I believe there was some more gunfire. And between the SWAT member and that individual. And when the SWAT team cleared the vehicle, that person was found deceased.
So there's 2 separate exchanges of gunfire?
I believe so.
Was the suspect hit before he ended up barricading himself in the vehicle?
At this time, I'm not sure. At this point, they're still investigating. They just left to the scene. We have the investigators going out there doing a canvass and laying out their questions and getting more information from the deputies.
Sheriff, it seems that this has become much more frequent in the last year. Is there any worry about your deputies?
Always. There's always a concern for me. That's a great question. I mean, for me, my number one concern as a head of agency, and I've had this discussion with other members, other chiefs, other sheriffs, other federal agencies that lead agencies, is that your number one concern is always the safety of your people. And if you can't keep them safe, you can't keep the people safe. Just earlier this week, you've seen another incident that transpired where There's a couple other individual females that fired at our deputies, same kind of or similar incident. That concerns us, and it just seems like it's becoming more frequent. It's happening in the metro area. It seems like it's starting to spread into the county, and it concerns all of us. And more than anything, we're concerned for the citizens.
Have you guys thought about steps to try and mitigate this as much as possible?
Always. That's part of the reason that we've taken this very proactive position in terms of doing these operations to figure out who's the most violent of the violent in this community, and seeking those people out and making sure that they're held accountable for their crimes.
Sheriff, do you know if the vehicle that the suspect was in was stolen?
At this point, I don't know that. At this point, I don't know. As we learn more, we'll be able to confirm whether that vehicle was stolen or not.
And can you give us an idea of like the time frame from when the ramming happened to the initial shots to the second round of shots? I mean, was this like all pretty quick, or was this like a longer SWAT situation? How did it all unfold?
It's hard for me to say at this time because I know there was a short pursuit. I don't know how long it took. So there was some time that elapsed from the time it started to the time the SWAT team, and there's going to be a delay there. So that whole event could have lasted anywhere from an hour to hour and a half. Any other questions?
Sheriff, we'd gotten initial reports that there were 2 suspects in the vehicle. Do we have any idea of where that second suspect could have gone?
At this point, I'm only aware of one.
Okay.
He asked if there was more than one suspect in the vehicle. As far as I know, there was only one. That's the briefing I got. Okay. Okay, well, thank you, and we'll do a press update later next week or after the people have been interviewed, so I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you.